I remember once being in a plane, we couldn't take off, and the pilot said, "We can't take off because the crabs are crossing the runway." And that was so cool. It was really wonderful. But we're not seeing those crabs anymore because the mangroves have been taken away, and that's where they spawn. My name is Judy Finch, and we left Zimbabwe 23 years ago. Zimbabwe was a mess, so we came to join our son and daughter-in-law who just got married, and they'd been here for a year, and decided we should come and live here because we're beach bums. My late husband and I just loved the beach. And he fell in love with the whole turtle thing and started helping straight away. I've learned to love and appreciate the Cayman Islands and everything that's been offered and given to me. I love the people, they're friendly, nice, and I care for their futures. So what really got me at first was we have a beautiful reef just down there. And I would swim up and down that reef and see beautiful fish and all the life on the rocks. And I would also see local people. Now, this was before this road was changed. And when you drove up here on Old West Bay Road, people could stop their cars and come and swim here. And I would see parents teaching their children the joys of not only the beach, but of the reef. And I'd see fathers who obviously their fathers had taught them what it's like to have a good reef. A few years ago, it was decided that this reef should be removed. And I saw a huge machine there cutting back into the reef. So I composed a letter to the Department of Environment, and I sent it mainly to Gina. I've met her a few times, and I knew she would care. And I also have a cousin who's an ambassador for the oceans worldwide. And I phoned him and said, "This is the story here. This reef's going to be removed. Can you do something about it?" And he said, "Yeah, he'll try." I don't know what he did, what Gina did, but I think between them maybe, but we still have our reef and our beautiful fish. There used to be a huge forest just across the road here. And they started removing that forest from the center. So we weren't aware of it for quite a while. And then one of our owners here noticed what was going on, and he wrote to the Department of Environment and said, "Do you know that this forest is being removed?" It was removed for Kaboo. And there were lovely little lakes in there. And since those lakes have been removed, we're not getting the crabs, those lovely crabs that used to cross the road. Remember, we used to stop for them? We don't see them. We don't have the mangroves there anymore. And the crabs would come up and just kind of, it was wonderful to see them crossing the roads. And it would be lovely if we could reclaim things. And that's going to be your generation, I fear. What do you think?
I hope so.
You hope so. We have turtles nesting here often, which is wonderful. It's very exciting. And when they hatch out, if they hatch out during the day, I'll phone the grandkids and say, "Come over." And they've watched them pedaling down to the beach. And what we do is we give them names. And I think that I've had turtles here, because it's been 23 years now. So I think 20 years later, they've come back here. So they're probably the ones that we've named, and they're coming here. Every Friday evening, my neighbor and I come down here, and we take up this space. These chairs are ours. No one else is allowed to sit in them on a Friday evening, and we decide what we should do here, because we kind of run it, I suppose. We've been told worldwide we've got to plant more to keep the planet cool. So I'm working hard at getting more trees planted. There's some people don't like plants, but fortunately I'm in charge of the garden, so I can plant the plants. Even if it costs me, you know, I've said to them, I don't mind paying for it, but we need more plants, so we're working. But then every time there's a storm, they get taken away, don't they? I feel we've got to leave something for your generation. We've got to leave more for your generation to enjoy and appreciate. But what it means actually that government is probably going to have to buy up property and use it as either public parks or just space to appreciate, for your children to appreciate. Because you don't want to be having to say to your kids, oh, you know, it used to be so nice, but people got greedy. And that's what it is, isn't it?